Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Brandon along with Walt Fry, and this is Norristown High boys basketball for 1986-87. And Walt, tonight's opening game pits the Eagles of Norristown against the Golden Knights of Bishop Kenrick in the traditional crosstown rivalry game, and this game being the season opener for both squads. Should be a very interesting performance. Neither team has any court experience so far this season, coming in with fresh 0-0 records. I think we're in for an interesting game. No matter what the quality of the two teams involved in this contest, it seems that the emotional factor always gets involved. That crosstown rivalry is definitely a factor, and I'm sure it will be tonight. We have a packed house here at the Norristown High Gymnasium, and I'm sure they're going to be making a lot of noise as this evening goes on. John Cresswell has talked to the press about what his team looks like this year, and I'm going to ask you, where is John Cresswell's strength this year?
Well, Jeff, his strength would definitely be a guard. Not a lot of big men, not much height, but he definitely has a lot of guards and talented guards at that.
Well, who's the key man at guard for Norristown?
The key man would probably be Stanley Brown. Stanley Brown is their point guard, and I think if he can control the game and control the ball, I think Norristown can beat most of the teams they play.
All right, now coming into this ball game, looks like the starters are going to be Ken Cool, a sharpshooting sophomore guard. Kenny Cool displayed last year as a freshman, the first freshman ever to play for John Cresswell, what he can do. Is Kenny Cool going to be the man shooting from outside for John Cresswell?
Yeah, I think so. I think the rest of them, even though they don't have a lot of height, I think they'll try and get some kind of inside game going. And Ken Cool does have a great outside jumper, and I understand it's gotten even better. So I think you should see him shooting a lot from the outside.
Now, another man who played last year a lot for John Cresswell is Ron Wells. Ron played at guard last year with Stanley Brown. He and Ken Cool platooned, I guess, switching back and forth from that guard position. Ronnie Wells did play some forward, and I think that's where John Cresswell's going to use him again this year.
Well, Ron Wells starting this year, and I think he can really score. When he gets hot, he's kind of a streak shooter, but when he gets hot, he can really score.
Now, Ron Wells, at only 6'2", is one of the larger men playing for the Norristown Eagles. You also have the situation where it's tough to get somebody at center for Norristown. Who's John Cresswell going to use in the middle this year?
He's got it.
Theron Ellis is gone. We all remember Theron, the man who was 6'2" and played like he was 6'9" because he could leap like no one that they've ever seen here before at Norristown. I'm sorry, Walt, go ahead.
Yeah, well, he doesn't quite have a Theron Ellis this year, but he has Rob Haynes, a senior, who had a little bit of varsity experience last year. And Haynes is a defensive player, pretty good rebounder, and I think he should fill in well.
Now, who's going to round out the top 5 for Norristown? We've talked about the 4 that I know, and I believe John Cresswell is going to use Terry Ellison, a young man that I don't know too much about.
Well, I think Terry Ellison's a senior, and he's got some height, and he's a pretty good rebounder, and I think he can score a little bit too.
All right, that's the Norristown squad. I think that you're going to see some players come off the bench for Coach Cresswell, but I really don't think that he's going to be that deep this season, and I think in this opening ball game we might see him feel out his squad a little bit. We might see some substitutions so he can get a feel for the players that he has on this Norristown team. For Bishop Kenrick, some big players for them: Ed Scott, Anthony Chickarone, Jimmy Davis. It's ironic that these two teams be meeting here for this borough rivalry, and they're very similar this year. We've seen big teams from both squads, the Brian Leahy days for Bishop Kenrick, the Reinhardt days for Norristown, Darren Queen, and some big, great offensive players. This year, both squads heavy at the guard position. Kenrick's going to come out and play a pressing defense, I'm almost certain, and they are also strong at guard, and when they get into league play in Catholic League North, that's going to benefit them because Catholic League has instituted a 3-point rule this season. So should be an interesting ball game. Two very similar teams. If I had to put myself on the line and make a prediction, I'd have to go with Norristown in this ball game. I think they're the favorite coming in here. How about you?
I think Norristown, if they can control the ball. Do you have a prediction on score?
I think it should be an exciting game, folks. Please stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment with a play-by-play of this crosstown rivalry between the Knights of Bishop Kenrick and the Eagles of Norristown High. Okay, folks, we're on the air and we're at courtside, and Walt asked me for a prediction of score in this ball game. I, of course, ignored him. My prediction of score, I'm going to say 65-53 Norristown. I think a big Norristown win. We're introducing here the starting lineups for both squads. For Bishop Kenrick, number 15, Anthony Chickarone. Number 23, Jim Davis, a guard returning from last year's squad. Number 5, for the Knights. We'll get to that young man's name in just a moment. Number 33, Mike Kopech. And rounding out, number 41, Eddie Scott.
Eddie Hall.
And number 5 is Eddie Hull. Starting for Norristown at small forward, number 10, Ron Wells. At the other forward position, number 20, Terry Ellison. At center, number 24, Rob Haynes. At the guard position, the shooting guard, number 4, Kenny Cool. And our point guard, the floor general for John Cresswell's Norristown Eagles, number 3, Stanley Brown. Our officials this evening, Phil Atwood and Ed Laws. Of course, the Eagles in their home white uniforms here this evening at Norristown High School Gymnasium. And the Bishop-Kenrick Knights in their away green uniforms. We'll play 32 minutes of basketball, 4 8-minute quarters here in high school basketball. Head coach for the Knights of Bishop-Kenrick, of course, is Tom Keogh in his second year with the Knights, coming off a 3-13 season. Norristown coming off an 8-6 year. Jumping for Norristown, Rob Haynes. The tap for the Knights will be number 41, Eddie Scott. Eagles win the tap. Ellison takes it. Drops back to Stanley Brown, who'll take control for the Eagles. Brown being guarded by Eddie Hull. Brown's first pass is picked off and stolen by Ed Hull. Nice outlet pass to Kopech. He gets caught up, and Terry Ellison comes away with the ball. Another turnover. Well, folks, we've seen a dazzling first 19 seconds. We've had 3 turnovers in that period of time. Norristown throws the ball away. The Knights throw the ball away. Then Norristown throws the ball away again. Number 23, Jim Davis. Davis and Hull will work the guard spot. Davis looks for some help. He's guarded by Cool. Finds Chickarone. Step. They kick it out to Davis. Eddie Hull looks for Kopech down in the near corner. Zone defense by Norristown. Good D by Ron Wells to tap that ball away off the board. And Rob Haynes comes up with it. Brown pressing the ball up court. Wells with the ball in the far corner into Haynes. He loses the handle. Stanley Brown comes away with it. Little push in there, no call. Eagles' first shot of the year is off the side of the rim, no good. We have no score with 6:55 to play in the first quarter. They go inside, nice turnaround. Won't go off the heel of the rim. Rebound by Haynes. He kicks out to Brown. 4-on-1. They give to Kenny Cool. Kenny Cool with the layup. No, too hard, won't go. They fight for the rebound. And they say that the Bishop-Kenrick player who came down with that rebound was on the end line, so Norristown possession. We still have no score in this game. There's the jumper by Wells, and it's good for the first 2 points of the year. So the Eagles out on top, 2-0. A lot of noise here, Walt, for a game that hasn't been pretty so far. Things slow down a little bit. Nice move to Kopech. Oh, what a block.
Terry Ellison on the block. Showed a lot of leaping ability there.
Norristown looks like in a 2-3 zone. Wells hounds Hull. Davis sets up his offense. Nice move inside. Good penetration. Dish off. They won't go. Eddie Scott has his shot stuffed. Oh, there's a palm. A little bit of a high drill there by Stanley Brown. Kind of reminds me of Kenny Wilson over at Villanova. Foul on the play. We've got our first foul of the evening against Stanley Brown, reaching in on Jim Davis. Be a non-shooting foul, obviously. And Ed Hull will bring the ball in from the near sideline. They double team, dish out to Davis. Davis penetrates again, pushes off with an arm, wide open shot. And it's good. Number 15, Anthony Chickarone, ties his game. Eagles turnover, bad inbounds pass. Eddie Hull takes position, goes behind his back, drives the lane. What a shot, won't go. Rebound, ripped down by Ron Wells. He's stripped of the ball, and a foul on the play. Number 41, Eddie Scott, commits the foul. Interesting sequence of events that time. Full court pressure here. Stanley Brown has the ball. Eddie Hull has been all over him tonight. Brown pulls up. Shot blocked by Eddie Hull. Eddie Hull that time came from behind a stuffed Stanley Brown shot. We've seen more block shots than we have made baskets, that's for sure. It's 2-2. Tie score with 5:20 to play in the first quarter.
He did that time get a piece of Brown's arm, and Brown will be at the line.
Brown will be shooting 2. First shot, no good off the side of the rim. Second shot bounces around and falls through for Stanley Brown. So the Eagles lead 3-2 here. Nice baseball score. They go inside again, once again, and they lose the ball. Turnover to Stanley Brown. Eddie Hull comes back again. What a save by Hull. Outlets to Jimmy Davis. Davis has a beautiful play to Eddie Scott and an easy layup for Scott. Eddie Hull can generate some offense. Another steal. Pushing foul against Ed Hull. Hull doesn't like the call, but I think it was the right one. Walt, these teams have to slow this ball down. Norristown can't keep control of the ball. And we have our first substitution of the ball game. Number 25, Justin Doherty, entering the ball game to replace Eddie Hull.
Well, Kenrick's showing their strength at guard. They're coming at Norristown with quickness. But Norristown has their share of quickness themselves.
It seems to me that Norristown's pressing the ball down court, and Kenrick just manages to strip the ball away before the Eagles can get off a shot. Kenny Cool has a shot blocked, and he travels. I think the Eagles have only gotten off 3 shots in this ball game.
Well, it looked to me like one of the Kenrick players got a piece of that ball, but they called traveling on it.
Apparently the official said he traveled before the shot was blocked. They get inside, nice dish. That time, 2 Kenrick players were fighting for the ball. Doherty and Kopech both went for it, and the ball was knocked out of bounds. Cool inbounds, and Kenrick drops back on defense for basically the first time this game. Stanley Brown on the baseline, goes to Wells for the turnaround, no shot, dishes back outside. There's a travel. No, a foul. Stanley Brown looked to me like he was walking his dog, but they said a foul on the play. Pushing foul. Obviously that walking that thought I saw was precipitated by the foul on Kenrick, non-shooting foul, and the Eagles will have the ball underneath their own offensive basket. Ellison has the ball. They give it right back to Stanley Brown. Kenny Cool, fake, gives off to Haynes, shot, travel. Rob Haynes commits that infraction, and the Knights will have the ball on another turnover. I'm glad we're not keeping turnover stats tonight. Speaking of stats, I'd like to thank Andrea Fry for keeping score for us here tonight at courtside. Davis looks to Kopech on the baseline. Kopech, nice shot. Rainbow through and good for Mike Kopech, number 33. The Knights extend their lead to 6-3 in this ball game with 3:32 to play in the first quarter. Brown with a long baseline jumper. Not even close, off the side of the rim. The Eagles need some offense. There's a foul on Stanley Brown. And Brown will take a seat on the bench. Substitutions, Terry Ellison going to go out of the game momentarily here. And number 11, Forrest Davis, enters the game at guard. And number 5 for the Eagles, Darian Smith, comes in at forward.
I think all these fouls are just a result of aggressiveness. Both teams seem really anxious to do well here.
Davis, a forced shot off the heel of the rim, follows his own. No shot, no basket by Davis on the follow, but a foul on Kenny Cool reaching in. That time Davis took, I think, an ill-advised shot. He was double teamed and didn't manage to draw the foul in the initial shot, but he did when he followed up his own rebound. And I think that you characterized the play so far tonight, Walt, in one word: aggressive. Both teams extremely aggressive, for better or for worse. Doherty, shots up, won't go, rebound. Basket's good. Number 41, Eddie Scott. He's got 4 points. A steal by Jimmy Davis. Davis can't keep control, so Norristown will retain possession. And the Knights out here up on top, 8-3 with 2:50 to play in the first quarter. Ron Wells. Forrest Davis looks for a shot. Kicks out to Ron Wells. Davis wants it this time. He'll take it. It's good. Nothing but cord for Forrest Davis. Make it 8-5. Knights still up on top by 3. It's been a fast-paced first period, even with all these turnovers and fouls. We've had no timeouts so far, and no extended stoppages of play. Nice feed that time to Kopech. Kopech falls to the lane. He's got 4 points tonight. That's a 5-point lead again for the Knights, 10-5. Davis drives the lane, nothing there. Turns the ball over, outlet to Scott. Scott, nice layup, and the basket's good. 7-point lead for the Knights, 12-5, 1:58 to play in the first quarter. John Cresswell does not look happy. Kenny Cool with a rainbow won't go. Darian Smith can't pull down the boards, and the Knights will have the ball again. I feel like I'm watching a tennis match. Another forced shot, won't go. Ripped down that time by Ron Wells. Kenny Cool looks for a shot. Nice play by Cool, nice head fake. Those are Kenny's first points of the game, and Norristown now pressing here. It's 12-7, 1:15 to play in the quarter. Nice steal by Cool. Anticipated that pass well. Can't keep possession though. They feed Doherty. He's got a wide open shot. No basket, but a foul on the play. Darian Smith is guilty. Another substitution into the ball game. Number 12, Howard Ford, comes in for the Eagles, and Forrest Davis takes a seat after picking up 1 basket. Doherty bounces one off the rim, no good.
Doherty hits the second one to make the score 13-7, Bishop-Kenrick.
Smith looks for help. They drop down to Howard Ford. Kenny Cool taking a long shot. Short, won't go. Doherty rips down the board. 13-7, Knight advantage. We're under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Jimmy Davis took a lot of steps. No call. Rob Haynes rips down a rebound. There's a foul on the play. Howard Ford came over to say hello to us. Thanks, Howard. Of course, this game being brought to you by the Norristown Area School District as we go down to the Norristown basket for Rob Haynes to shoot free throws. Mr. Sam Galbraith, our producer and director this evening. And I believe Miss Patty Logan doing our camera work here tonight.
First foul shot by Haynes, off the rim.
And there's a foul by Ron Wells reaching over the top. Well, it's crucial. I mean, you can say it a million times, but it's crucial to make the front end of a 1-and-1. And you're forfeiting not only that one miss, but the other one that you should have made subsequent to that. Now, Ron Wells, on that reach-in foul over the top, puts the Eagles in the penalty and will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1, I believe. And the man in there now, number 55, Frank Gallo, just entered the ball game, and he'll be at the line shooting 1-and-1. Gallo, in, out, and in.
Well,
score now 14-7, Bishop Kenrick up on top.
Gallo's second rolls off the rim. Rebounded by Rob Haynes. He loses it, but gets it back. You know, Jeff, I think Haynes is showing just what Coach Cresswell was looking for. He's showing some power under the boards. And I think with all their guards, that's pretty much all Cresswell wants, is just some rebounding underneath. And the scoring would just be a plus.
I agree with you, but I'll tell you what, they haven't taken anything but an outside shot tonight, and they're cold as ice. And they're down by 7 points. They've got to move the ball inside somehow. I mean, it's not like Kenrick is towering over them. The tallest man out there is Justin Doherty, and he can't be anything more than 6'2". They got to move the ball inside somehow, whether it's penetration or whatever. Darian Smith rolls the first one in.
Well, I think if they don't try to get inside, they'll just keep feeding the ball to Cole and Wells and Davis and just try to get them an open shot.
That's all well and good as long as those guys make them.
Strong rebound by Wells.
Wells misses the shot on the follow-up, but he's fouled on the play. 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. I agree with you. That's what they're going to have to do, and that's what they've been doing the entire night. But that kind of a game is predicated upon your guards being able to hit. These guys are cold. I mean, I guess you can't blame them. It's the first game of the year. Nobody's asking them to be perfect so far tonight. But I think in this situation, I might look down low. That time, Ron Wells was worried about a lane violation, and he took something off his shot, and it barely reached the basket. Almost had the embarrassment of an air ball. That's a little bit better. Drops that one through. 14-9, Eagles down by 5. Full court pressure. They get the ball up court to Doherty. He comes in on Haynes. 2 seconds, 1 second. And Kenny Cool heaves the ball down court at the end of that first quarter. So the Knights fail to come away on their final possession. That time Doherty drove in for a layup. Haynes put a little pressure on him, forced him to change his shot. And the basket was no good. Right now the Bishop Kenrick cheerleaders on the court. So after 1 quarter of play, our score is 14-9. Well, Walt, after 1 quarter, I think I'm going to have to reassess my scoring prediction. I don't know that Norristown's going to reach 40, let alone 60 at the pace they're playing right now. And Bishop Kenrick certainly has outplayed them here in the first quarter, no doubt about it.
Well, I did agree with you, and what I was thinking, it was going to be a fast-paced game. It is so far, and I was thinking that Norristown was going to score a lot too.
You know, I was thinking fast-paced and high-scoring.